If you give more licenses in that area, there is a tendency for stations to jam. And when there is a jamming session, the people will not enjoy it.
Yeah.
The listener, the viewer will not enjoy it.
Yeah.
You will not make your money.
Yeah.
The advertisers will complain and all that. So why do it? I think NBC should have a rethink and a repackaging of their policies to ensure that you don't just give
many of us
that.
believe that NBC of today is running with archaic templates. Do you agree, sir?
It depends on the particular template you're talking about.
Okay.
Or the content of that template.
Okay. Now let's look at it from the area of like I asked earlier, so that we'll come back to this. Should there be an agreement that in Ogun State, radio stations should not be more than 15. In Oyo State, it should not be more than 30. In Lagos State, it should not be more than 40. So that when all these numbers are filled up, then we'll start thinking of what next to do. Or, like you said, Ibadan is filled up, but radio stations are coming every day. Lagos is filled up, radio stations are coming every day. Ogun is filled up, radio stations are coming every day. Where are they coming from?
If we look at it critically, you can't blame the National Broadcasting Commission, because even if you go to Paris alone, I've been there, the number of stations, you move from one step to another, you get a frequency.
Okay.
And the reason they are doing it, and that's the reason why at a point in time NBC says, initially when NBC started, they used to give a whole southwest to Doc Percy, a whole northwest to a station, a whole southeast to Ajegbo. But later, because more people are applying and getting licenses, they have to restrict it to state basis, a city base.
Okay.
And like the France I'm talking about, Paris I'm talking about, is city base. One city, you reach another city, you get another station. The question is, I mentioned 15,455 radio stations in America.
Yeah.
If they had stopped them,
Yeah.
if they wouldn't get to that number. Okay. But the question is, how is America making it in such a way that stations are not interfering with one another? Okay. That's what we should interrogate.
But another thing we need to look at is that, because a lot of times one of the reasons why we are where we are in Nigeria today is that the comparison, they are not just always matching.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we want to compare America to Nigeria. In America, sir, you pay for electricity, you don't buy diesel.
Yeah, I know.
You understand that, sir? And in America, the content you run on your radio station in a day may not just be more than the time you go live on air. Live may not be more than 4 times.
Yeah, because you run on a network.
Yeah,
you have a network that you are aligned. Aligned with.
In all of these things, it's easier. I can wake up and use one part of my building or my house or room to set up a radio station, and I'm flying, and I'm cool. I'm okay.
With even 6, 7, 8 people, I've seen it.
Less than that.
Yeah.
I might really want to do a breakfast show. I might say my wife should do the evening drive, and in the afternoon it might just be one of my friends, meeting up with all of this really. But that's an urban setting. We need to understand that. What about the rural? The local setting? Because I want to still believe that I can't say a radio station in Ogun State or in Ijebu is an urban radio, because your content is for the local community.
Yeah.
You understand? So how do you want to say that it's just one person running a radio station and in the whole of, a radio station a whole day in Ijebu day, and you want somebody to listen to you? How possible is that? You understand?
It's
so, a lot of times we want to compare America to Nigeria.
The comparison I'm saying is, when you base it on states, city base, you allow more people to come in. That's the point. I'm only looking
at it from the fact that away from comparing to that, can't we have our own way of regulation?
Fine, why not?
We think it's sustainable.
Fine, but
because sustainable regulation is better.
Somebody will go to court and say, you are restricting me, from getting my license.
Then we can adjust the law. The law can be adjusted.
Because anybody can go to court and say, okay, there is freedom of association, freedom of expression and all that, and I want to impart knowledge, ideas and opinion, and you are stopping me from doing it. No, I trust Nigerians. That's the reason why NBC says, okay, fine. But I'm sure with time, we will learn over time. Because we are talking of 1990 active NBC,
Yeah.
functional NBC,
Yeah.
1994. 1994 to date is not too long.
Quickly,
So
Mr. Ideano, let's quickly look at way forward. How best you think, or what can be done, or what would be your own recommendation
well,
to ensure that as much as we say it's a good competition, we want more radio stations, we want more TV stations. How can such be regulated in a way that one will not affect the other and the business? Just like you said earlier, that they won't stop giving you the license.
no, they won't.
I mean, if the radio station is going to thrive, it is of your own volition. If it's going to die, if it's of your own volition too, the license is always there for you to procure. But how best can we, work around this proliferation to ensure that we don't even bastardize the ears of the listeners, and we keep the standard of broadcasting going the way it should be, and we ensure that professionals are even well treated? Because and look at let's couple it up with staff welfare as well.
I think first and foremost, the Ministry of Information and Orientation should hands off, supervising the NBC.
NBC, okay.
I think that's the first thing, because the problem we have at the moment, especially this 5 million fine and intervention in NBC activities
I
and
think
all
the
that.
court has actually
But
has placed that one.
No, but I know the people. You look, don't trust Nigerians.
I know.
They will appeal and all that, and there will be no normally. But I feel that
it's fine, even right. It's fine, right?
The fine, it depends on the aspect of the fine. The one I believe should be implemented is when you take a license and you have to apply, and you have to renew that license, and you are refusing to renew. About 40 stations are yet to renew their license after the first
5 years.
5 years. I mean, it's not. Then what are you doing in the business? If you don't have any money, if you don't have enough money to renew that license. So I think that one should be done.
Okay.
Then fines relating to what happened in Rwanda and all that, anything that can cause this nation disintegration, you can fine. But all those petty things.
But the petty things are the major fines.
That's well. I mean, you see, because those who are in charge wants to be seen as doing their job and all that. But like the judge said, I disagree with the judge at a point. Let me just say it.
Okay.
Do you expect the Federal Road Safety Commission, FRSC, to take everybody to court before they can fine? Whereas they give you a paper immediately, you are found guilty of any infraction. I think, and there are so many. Federal Airport Authority. I mean, they cannot be going to court to fine everybody, because the judge is saying you don't have the right to fine. It's only the court that can fine. But I think that NBC and SCO will settle that problem. They will settle that problem. But back to your question, I think that even the National Assembly has to come in.
Okay.
Yes, they have to rethink this. The presidency, the president having to sign application form. They can reenact NBC laws in such a way that everything is foolproof. Okay. That you cannot dance around with politicians and all that.
Can anything be foolproof in Nigeria?
Well, if infraction is not allowed to go unpunished, that's the problem we have in this country. Infractions are allowed to go unpunished. There must be punishment for bad behavior. If a head of look at what is happening in China. You still all this an accountant general allegedly going home with 109 billion naira. You can't do it in China. You can't even steal 1 naira in China, because the penalty. So if there is penalty consequences for going against the laid down regulation, and that's where the National Assembly should come in, and I think NBC should be reorganized, overhauled, to ensure that the people who are there is not man come man no man and all that. I think things will get
all right. That's coming from the former director of NBC. He was actually a broadcaster and also the MD CEO Suites 107.1 FM, I think, Abeokuta. And his name is Mr. Hedi I know. Thank you so much, sir, for your time.
Thanks
we have to go
thanks
now.
for having me.
We still have a lot to discuss about this, but we can't finish it in an hour.
Yeah.
I must say thank you to my producer and everybody. Ralph Ennison is my name. I'll see you on Thursday. Bye-bye.
Smash 88.1 FM.
See, for real, I don't know a better radio station than Smash FM. Stop playing.
Magical sounds.
Hey, you know me. Turn the O2 into the O3.
Serenading voices.
I'm here.
The best radio station in the world. 88.1 Smash FM.
It's 10 o'clock.
Smash 88.1.
Ojú àtòlé ojú àtòkò Smash 88.1 FM òkè téńté tábìlì láwà bí olókè ní bọ́gàjà ojú àtòlé ojú àtòkò Smash 88.1 FM òkè téńté tábìlì láwà bí olókè ní bọ́gàjà ojú àtòlé ojú àtòkò Smash 88.1 FM òkè téńté tábìlì láwà.